everybody, I'm the Bigglesworth, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Along with Piggy. Now I'm starting off over here where we've got our little villager containment system area thing. And this area is going to get rebuilt. I've got an idea of how I want this area to look, like quite a different setup. And a different way to handle these guys, because these guys are making a mess. Yes, you. You, and you, and you. You guys are everywhere. And this little system has not worked out the way I would like. Now, I still like the whole holding tank area that we've got going on over here. I like how this system works. But I feel like I very quickly outgrew the area I gave myself. Now, what did we do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we had a holding area for 10 villagers that we could examine and check out. And I very quickly, I've actually got 10 villagers here that I'm contemplating keeping or using. They have really good trades, and I don't want to lose them. But I want to check more villagers. Especially you, sir. You with the brown jacket. Yeah, you. Well, maybe not you. Maybe that guy. I don't know. I think the collars mean that they're not the ones I want. But I need brown jacket guys to get the carrot farm and eventually the beet farm, all that stuff going. But I started out over here for a reason. For this guy right here. Let's open it up. You, sir, Mr. Librarian. Let's go through. Where is it? Right here, right here, right here. No, no, no. No. Right there. Infinity. That's what I want. This is so awesome. I have a librarian that I can get infinity books from. And so what that means is, if for some reason something goes wrong with, there we go. If something goes wrong and I lose my bow or it gets torn up, well, never fear. Infinity's here. So we can just keep getting more and more infinity books. That's really awesome. So we're going to go ahead and do this and buy ourselves an infinity book. Thank you very much, sir. Mucho apreciado. You just stay in there because you're important. You're very important. I need you. And good, we have minecart. So let's go. Woo! Let's take off. So we're going to be doing some work today in the nether, believe it or not. We're going to be working in the nether because I have a project that I'm going to need to do long term, and I need to get set up for it. I figured I'd go ahead and make myself an infinity bow so that if we get attacked by ghasts while we're working, we can just shoot them down, and I don't have to worry about running out of arrows because I'll have one arrow and one infinity bow. So that'll be awesome. And we can also go ahead and run over to the zombie farm, get ourselves some XP, and we can go ahead and build ourselves a decent bow with some good enchants, and it'll also have infinity. Come back here. You coming with me. So let's go ahead and go over here, and I'm going to show you what's going on. And I'm going to explain to you what's going on as well, because you're probably like, Piggy, what's going on, buddy? We've been doing all this work in the village, and now all of a sudden you're shifting gears and moving over to the nether. Well, let's see. Is it safe? You load so slow, sir. Or ma'am, whichever the case may be. So this is going to be like this air platform right here. I'm eventually going to build it where it's going to be a room. Maybe a circular room. I'm not really sure yet. But this is going to be a central hub. A central hub because we've got, 1, 2, 3 portals for sure. And then we have portals off in that direction and off in that direction. And we have some nether fortresses over there. So we're going to have to do a blaze farm and the wither skull farm. All these different farms that still have yet to be built in the nether. But I need to go straight up. I need to go vertical. We're going to go up above the ceiling. Because I need to make a farm for these guys. You, sir, right there. Yeah. You keep moving. You move when I tell you to. We need to build a zombie big farm so that we can get plenty of gold and plenty of zombie flesh and insane amounts of XP very quickly. Now, there is a reason why all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we're doing this. You want to know, don't you? You're so curious. You're so curious you're going to tell your friends. Hey guys, guess what? Minecraft 1.9 is about to come out. Can you believe that? I can't believe it. Finally. I looked on Twitter the other day, and they were doing pre-releases of the game. I was like, wow, finally. And then it dawned on me. Wait a minute, Piggy. You haven't busted through the nether roof yet. you haven't done some of the things you need to do that you're going to lose the ability to do when 1.9 comes out. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to get ourselves up on the nether roof, and I'm also going to do something else. Let's see, which portal is it? It's this portal over here. So I'm actually running most of the series for Season 2. We've been using, I want to say 1.8.5 and up or something like that. I know a lot of the probably the last 10 to 12 episodes I've been using 1.8.9. And there's a little bit of a problem with that in that they had patched a way that you could get onto the roof of the nether. And they also... Oh, it's dark outside, and clouds are on. See, I don't even have my clouds turned off because this is a fresh setup of the game. I'm going to show you something really cool. Watch what's going to happen. I'm going to hit the letter B, and something really crazy is going to happen. Boop! Look at that. Isn't that wild? And I know some of y'all are like, Piggy, what is this craziness? Alright, so what I'm doing is I am running a mod in the background right now. It's a bounding box mod. And what this mod is telling me is where all the different things in the game are. So like these green blocks, these are where slime chunks are at. This red line, this is showing me where the spawn chunks are at. And what's really cool is I looked at it, and sure enough, let's go over here. Sure enough, I properly marked my spawn chunks. And that was kind of reassuring because I was getting worried that maybe I hadn't done it right. So I can see where slime chunks are at. I can see see that box right there in the center? That is where, oh, I can't even think of the word now. I'll think of the word and then I'll come back on camera and tell you. But it's like, that's the center of spawn chunks where you first spawn in. And see, we'll come over here. Past couple episodes, I've been starting out roughly in this area, and so that does look very familiar, so that's important. But see that blue? That blue's very, very important. Boop! And that one came up as well. There we go. Awesome. That sphere that's being drawn, that is telling me where the game sees villages. And this was a problem I've been having for some time. Was trying to make sure that the game saw the iron farm as its own entity far enough away from the stork. So we're going to go over here and I'm going to show you what I figured out. That the stork is definitely far enough away. And the other day I went over and looked at the stork and there was a baby in there. A baby on the stork. So that seems to be working as well. But see, now why is it not drawing it? Maybe I got to get closer. I don't want to get attacked. Well, anyway, we can see that sphere and see where that sphere is, and that is definitely far enough away from the bird, so we know that is good as well. So that's awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a link down in the description that's going to show you where you can link to this mod. Now, this mod will only work in 1.8 versions of Minecraft, but not all of them, so you'll just have to check the forums and go look and see. Wow. There's a party over here waiting for me. Look at all these guys. But the other thing is, the method I'm going to use to get up onto the nether roof has to be in 1.8. I don't remember at what point in the game that they changed it or fixed it, quote-unquote fixed it. But since I'm using 1.8 right now to check out, boop, and we'll just turn that off, to check out all the bounding boxes and stuff, I figured, you know what, let's go ahead and take advantage of that since we're in that version, and let's go ahead and get up on the roof. So you, sir, getting smacked with some dirt. I need your bow. I need your bow. And you didn't drop it. So, tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and rifle through these drawers. I've got somewhere in here, there we go, a bunch of bows. So I'm going to assemble myself a bow. I'm going to go ahead and add my infinity to it. We'll come over here and do some enchanting. And then I'm going to meet you over in the nether, down in the nether. And we are going to get started on busting our way through the roof so that we can be sure to have a hole so that when we swap over to 1.9, we'll still be able to make our zombie gold farm. All right, so I'm going to get all that stuff taken care of, and I will meet you over there momentarily. All right, everybody. I am over here at the simplest little makeshift skeleton farm you've ever seen. Now, this was a skeleton spawner that we found quite a while back when we were working on the zombie farm. Check that out, my natural infinity bow. Uh-oh, I killed him. I didn't mean to do that. But what I needed, I realized, is I need bones. I'm going to need a bunch of bones because we're going to do the dark oak sapling trick. Where's more skeletons? There we go. I was going to say I start recording and they stop spawning. So I'm just kind of like grinding this out real slow. Come on, buddy. Come on down here so I can gather up enough bones. I'm probably going to have to make a trip back over here because I want to make a big hole in the nether. And you never know. Oh, let's see. That's 4 times 8 is 32, so that'll give me 8 trees that I get a chance to grow. May have to do some more working on getting saplings, too. These guys, I don't know why. They're all of a sudden they're not coming after me. There you go. Come on, buddy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit down here and I'm going to collect some more bones just so I can make... There we go. That's what I need. Just the bones. Come on, buddy. Come on, Mr. Bones. And he didn't drop no bones, but there's his friend. They're starting to speed up now. So, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and collect all that, and then I'm going to meet you over at the nether, and we're going to see if we can pop through the ceiling. Sweet! Got myself some chest plate, chainmail. Chainmail, chest plate. Awesome. All right, so I'll meet you over there in just a second. All right, everybody. Here we are in the nether. Stacking dirt like only a pig could. Now I'm going to try and see if I can do this. Oh, there's a little baby. He's running up. He's so curious. He's like, what in the world is going on? Now, what I'm hoping is that I brought myself enough dirt. I got 3 stacks and also did something else. I went ahead and brought myself an ender chest. I'll show you. Oh, good. That's what we want to see. We want to see stuff in our way so we can bust it and get it out of our way. Where'd the rest of the netherrack go? Oh, well, that's all good. Uh-oh, and I hear a gasp. Woo, and he spawned down there. Did you see that? So it is a good thing that I went ahead and made myself a bow. Now, what I also don't know, and this is going to kind of concern me, am I going to dig straight into lava? This is probably not the smartest thing in the world. Not the smartest thing you've ever done, Peggy. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and get this stuff ready so that if we do break in and we find lava, we can just poop. There we go. We can go ahead and pop back some dirt and get rid of the lava just so we don't burn to death because we don't want to burn. We don't need bacon. But anyway, so what I'm going to try and do is, and I brought the ender chest with me. I've got all the important stuff in there. The bone meal. There we go. That's what we want to see. Nether rack. Awesome. Go and make our way up here. And we're just going to bust through this. And I'm going to see if I can find a spot that's going to let me get as high as possible up there. Now, what level are we at? 124 is our feet. 25, 26, 27. Now, I might be mistaken, but I think that is the highest level of bedrock that there is. So here's what we're going to do. Fingers crossed, people, this is going to work. I've got myself some ender pearls, and we are going to throw them in quick repetition, and it's going to push us up through the nether block. All right, so watch. Here we go. Fingers crossed. Uh-oh. Oh, no, and boy, those flew far. Wow. Okay, that stinks. So I ended up throwing them very, very far, and I don't know back over there where in the world I was trying to poke up through the nether, because I do want this hole to be right above that nether hub. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Bunch of editing and cutting going on here. Piggy's got to make sure he does this right. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go back and watch my footage. Good thing I did that F3 screen, but I'm going to watch that footage. I'm going to figure out what the coordinates are at that I was standing at. I'm going to go over there and I'm going to get set and get ready so that we can go ahead and pop a hole in the nether. I'll bring you back and we'll see if we can make it happen, okay? So I'll be right back. Check that out. 3323. This is exactly the spot that I was standing at, so that's awesome. And in the previous clip, y'all might have noticed something. I went ahead and renamed Bedrock to Netherrack. I actually did it twice. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, Piggy's got tired brain syndrome right now. So what we're going to do is we are going to try this cool little trick that I have seen people do before. So we're going to get our bone meal and some dark oak saplings. And let's see here. What you do is you pop down. Did I put my axe? Yes, I did. Whew. Man, that was going to stink. Because once you're up here unless you can get this to work. So we're going to go ahead and bone meal the smack out of that. There we go, and get ourselves a tree growing. And then what you do is you break the bottom level, and then we're going to plant more saplings. And now what should happen is this is going to grow, but it's going to kind of grow crazy. And all these leaves are going to grow right here where we're at. Boop, just like that. Now let's see what happens. Start breaking these leaves out of the way. We should notice a few of them have actually pushed their way through the bedrock. Not the netherrack, but actually the bedrock. So let's just do this. This isn't looking good. Now, it doesn't always work, but it should. It should make... Oh, that's a great sign. That's what we want to see. Because what that means is the game created the top of the tree right here. We should be able to break through these and see some actual netherrack on the other side. Awesome. That is exactly what we want to see. So we've got ourselves a hole in bedrock. Woohoo! That is so cool. So now we can actually get up here on the roof and start doing some work. Now the other thing that I want to do is I want to get an apple. I want to make this a larger hole than just what it is right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spread out some more dirt, and I'm going to try this trick a couple of different times, and I'm going to see how many times I can get trees to spawn and how many times I can get trees to go ahead and push more holes into the ceiling. Now I've only got a certain amount of saplings to work with here, and for some reason the game is not wanting to drop any more saplings. Either that or I'm not seeing them. 25. See, I started with 32. We did 8. I can't think of the math right now. I think we did at least pick up 1 sapling, so that's good. And let's break into this. Oh, and that only did that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is like I said, I'm going to keep planting a few more trees. If we run out, I'll have to run over to the tree farm and maybe get some more, or we might just hold that for another episode. Awesome. I love to see this. This is great. This means things are working. They're coming up roses. All right, so you come here. Work with me there. Just like that. And I'm almost half tempted to break that. I don't know if that is going to mess with this or not. But, yeah, we'll just go ahead and do it. We'll just keep doing this. So I'm going to do this a little bit more, see how much of a bigger hole I can make. And I'll bring you back and show you the final results. So I'll be right back. And there we go. A massive, giant, dark oak tree. I have made several trips back and forth to the tree farm to get saplings. Oh man, I've probably used about 1.5 stacks of saplings. I'd have to run down, chop a bunch of trees so we could collect the saplings, run over to that little skeleton farm so I could get some more bone meal. And I've managed to get myself a nice little collection of armor going. Look at that. All this crazy stuff. So I figured I would go ahead and come back on camera and show you the mess that I've created. And we're just going to kind of bust this open, apparently with no sound. I somehow turned all the sound down. Let's go ahead and fix that. That, and that. Oh yeah, I didn't want to hear all the noisy skeletons when I was over there. So I'm just going to break this up. And what I'm going to do off camera once I'm finished showing you this opening is I'm going to put dirt on this level, and then I'm going to chop the tree and let all the leaves decay, because these saplings, I tell you what, these saplings are not as easy to get as I would like. So everyone is precious. Everyone means something. We have to capture all of them. But while I keep busting this open, I'm going to go ahead and say my spiel, because you know how it is. Got to say the spiel. So this is what I want your project to be today. I want you to go ahead and get yourself onto the roof of the nether. I want you to bust yourself a hole in here, just so that you can get back and forth, so that we can be prepared to get ourselves a gold farm going later on in the future. And then once you've made it up to the roof of the nether and you've busted a hole into the bedrock, I want you to take pictures of it and send it to me on Twitter. I want to see how big of a hole can you bust into the bedrock. Not the netherrack. I almost said netherrack again. So, and that is a decent sized hole. Awesome. This is going to work. This is going to be what we need. Because what I'm going to do, I really wish I could get rid of that block right there. It's just going to be just like oil in my eye, I tell you what, or a fly in my eye, something in my eye. It's going to bother me. But what my plan is, we're going to build a monkey farm style elevator that like the one I used down in the mine shaft. So what we're going to need to do is have an opening for the mine carts. But I also want to have a drop so we can drop all the way back down. So you have to have space for a drop. But at the same time, I want to do something else where I want to use a hopper system to collect all the junk that falls from the pigs. But it's going to take it all the way down to the bottom. So whenever we come into the nether and we've got all the, we want to get access to gold or something like that, I don't have to take the elevator all the way up to the top. We're going to let all the junk come all the way down to where the portals are. So that's going to be really cool. So I'm going to have to build myself the elevator. I'm going to have to work out all those details and all that mess. But like I said, we're going to go ahead and just collect all these saplings because they're commodity. They're so hard to get. And there's me out of dirt. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and bust up this. I'm going to make myself a safe floor so I can tear up this tree and get all the saplings. And I will see you in the next episode.